Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm Angela Galbraith, your host. And with us today we have Trish Alger. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Happy New Year to you, darling.
Thank you.
And you are the lead craft care specialist for Help Heal Veterans.
Correct.
And so Help Heal Veterans, tell us a little bit about that organization.
Great. Yes, I would love to. We've actually been around since 1971. Mm-hmm. They started during the Vietnam War when we had soldiers that were in hospital beds and they needed something to do.
Okay.
And so now, 30 million craft kits later, we're expanding out into the veteran and active duty community.
Okay. So what's the goal as far as crafts are concerned with veterans?
Oh,
what's the goal there?
That's a very good question. Mm-hmm. So they're considered therapeutic. We actually have people on our board who actually help us to create crafts that are specifically set towards a therapy. So it could be anything from occupational therapy, they're needing something with their hands. It could be PTSD that they're dealing with, could be traumatic brain injury. It could be people who are trying to keep from falling back into their old addictions. And so these are things to keep them occupied.
Okay, so my sister, she does crochet. And that's a dying art, and she always talks about how that helps to, whenever she's stressed or whenever she's feeling blue, she pulls out her crochet needle, she pulls out her yarn, and she makes blankets and all of those things, and it helps her to reset and helps her to feel better and helps her to cope with things. So what sorts of crafts do you all offer the veterans?
Oh, I love that you brought up crocheting and the fact that it's considered a dying art.
It is, yeah.
So one of the things we have is, besides the crafts that we also have clinics, and we have a retired veteran who comes in and she teaches knitting and crocheting and offers kits. So I think that's very amazing. We have so many different kinds. We have almost 300 different kinds of kits just in our storefront alone.
Wow, 300?
So, yeah,
wow.
So one side is dedicated mostly to wood. It could be anything from our 3 bird houses and a bird feeder down to our 3D sculptures that we have. They're those interlocking pieces, so it would be like our Humvee, our tank, things like that. And then the other side is leather and leather-like products. It could be our purses, our messenger bag. We have several wallets. We have a lot of different things that we make.
Wide range.
Yes.
All right, what do you have here for us?
Okay, so what I brought today is our big wow. This is the one everyone wants.
And I've been threatening to steal it.
I know, everyone wants it. This is our lock and load pen. It has bolt action, so that's how you make the pen work.
It is a beautiful
shell casing
pen.
on one end, looks like a bullet on the other. It's got a little rifle on it. And it comes in this kit, which is really awesome. So everything you need is inside of here. The instructions, we have the wood itself, the apparatus to put it together, sandpaper, everything to teach you how to do it. Even there's a little piece of felt in there that has some stain on it that you can use for it.
Oh, wow. Everything's in the kit, everything that you need.
Yes.
Lock and load. How long would something like this take?
So this one actually says it takes an hour and a half, and the difficulty level is 3. It even talks about motor skills. Now, this is funny because we were talking about the fact that some people say they can get this done in 30 minutes. It took me 4 hours.
So what would your difficulty level be, a 10?
I know. It was like, who would have thought? There's other things I can do, but I never thought that this would be something I'd have a problem with. So that was interesting.
It is. It's a beautiful pen, too.
It is.
So how did you get involved in this organization? How did you get involved in this organization?
Oh, so I had a friend of mine. I'm a full-time student online. I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, and a friend texted me one Sunday right after I got out of church, and she said, I know you're not looking for a job, but this sounds like you. And I read it, and I said, oh, it does. Send it to my husband. Yes, it does. And I said, well, okay, we'll check it out. We'll see what happens here. Now, my life's always been full of service in one form or another, and so I was drawn to that. My husband's a veteran. I have several veterans in my family that have served, so those were interesting to me. So I went in and I filled out the application, and then she called me back a few weeks later and said, hey, let's go ahead and interview you. It was the best interview I've ever had.
Really?
Yes, and so I knew the fit was perfect because there's a little bit of everything that I enjoy or love doing is part of that job. I always tell everyone I have the best job in the world because, first of all, I get to give away stuff for free.
Yes.
I don't have to sell anything. And I get paid to talk, and I get paid to listen. You know, you wouldn't believe how many jobs I've gotten in trouble for talking. So
you get paid to do it?
I know.
That is a win-win.
Yes.
And so, okay, lock and load pen, I love that. And so talk a little bit about the CFC fundraiser you guys have?
Oh, yes. So we are part of the CFC program, which is, we've been included for 2018's list, and this is the last week, actually. So if anyone out there has not signed up for a cause that they have chosen, so if you're military or work for government, so I've been going to post offices lately and telling them about us, and they can allocate certain funds set aside towards their favorite charity, and so we're asking for ours to be on the list. You can look us up for it. I believe it's 12215 or 51, something like that. You can look us up in the book. I think page 95. I had to try and memorize all this stuff.
Page 95.
Right, there you go. So look for Help Heal Veterans. But what it does is it helps to set aside some funds for us, because that is our greatest need as a nonprofit. We don't search for or accept any government funds, and so we have been seriously just public donations since 1971, which I do love in a way, because one of the things that's included in the kits is a postcard that we ask, that's made out to one of our donors, and we ask the veteran to fill it out and write a specific thank you to them. So they get a personal thank you. Then our donors are going to want to give back again, but it also makes the veteran part of the process as well.
Yes. Okay, besides funds, which are needed and solicited, what other types of donations would you all be in need of?
Oh, goodness. So one of the things that's amazing about this organization are the people who have partnered with us. A couple of them, so our headquarters is in California. That's our production warehouse is there. And they make the majority of the craft kits there. So think of all the jobs we're creating there.
Good.
But I know, I love that.
Good.
But one of the things I love is who we get product from. So Southwest Airlines gives us their old seats, and then we take the materials from that and we turn them into projects.
Wow.
I know, great upcycling, right?
Yes.
And then Lazy Boy gave us 60 pallets of material. So they have just been churning out projects left and right that we can make out of it. So that to me is great. If there's anybody who has any other or any kind of products that they would like to upcycle as well, definitely get a hold of us. That would be lovely to do something about. Another way to help us out is if you're interested in volunteering.
Okay.
Yes, because we have workshops that go on. We call them clinics. In fact, anybody who has an expertise in the community is always welcome. We have leather working. We have a veteran who does wood burning who comes in every week. If there's something you have an interest in and you want to share it with veterans, then come talk to us.
Okay, so you're set up in Temple?
Yes.
Okay, so what is it, a big shop, a warehouse, or take me in there, how does it work?
I wish it was that big. We wish we had that much room. That would be great, a warehouse. Wow, I could dream over that one.
Well, we're speaking into existence,
there
a warehouse.
A warehouse, that would be great. So we actually are one street over from the VA, right across from Temple College, and it's that little gas station strip mall that everyone has to drive by to get back on the freeway, and we're inside there. We have a small shop, and you'll see Help Heal Veterans across the top of it, but we have shelves inside there that are filled with the crafts. We have them all in bins, so you can choose which one you want. You can get 2 a day at no charge if you're veteran or active duty, and then we have tables that are set there for you to fill out your cards or to be able to sit and talk, maybe just have coffee and chat with somebody from another branch and give them a hard time.
So 5 days a week, or?
Yes, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Okay, and so how do most veterans even hear about it? I mean,
usually it's word of mouth. Our craft kits are used in several different places. The Temple VA has them, like at the domiciliary and the CLC, and then we have some that are used in Fort Hood at Intrepid Spirit uses them for their TBI program, and then Darnell uses them for their OT program. In fact, anyone who goes out to Fort Hood, Apache Arts and Crafts has our crafts out there as well that they can pick up. So usually it's word of mouth, or sometimes I really love the therapists at VA, because they're always sending people over there like, you need a hobby. And most veterans, most veterans are like, I don't have the money for that. And they're like, well, you need to go to the craft shop one street over. And sure enough, they'll come in and then we get them hooked.
Hooked on crafts. And so I bet you have had the opportunity and the privilege of seeing some creative, really some great work. Tell me a little bit about some of the great work that you witnessed.
Oh, goodness. So we implemented in 2017, we started monthly challenges.
Okay.
And so what
Make it a little fun.
Yes, you know how they like competition in the
Yes.
military. So especially between branches, it was so fun.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I know, I'm telling you. So what we did, the first one we did was on birdhouses. So
Okay.
they could use any of the birdhouses and the bird feeder, and they got extra points if they combined crafts, and then I just gave really simple guidelines. And they took off with it. I can't believe the things they came up with just
Really?
in birdhouses alone. And then every month we tried to do something different. We've taken, we haven't started up this year. We ended last year probably around August, but yes, it's a big favorite. So then I've seen things put together I never would have expected. We have 5 wagons that are 5 kits that we have. So we have the chuck wagon and the stagecoach, things like that.
Okay.
And then you will see people put together and create a hybrid wagon. I know. They're crazy. They're awesome. They're so awesome. I had one where we have, so one of our kits is an outhouse.
Okay.
I know.
That's different.
I know. And I always say it's an upgrade because it's a double-seater. It's too fun. So I gave them that and the wind chime. And I said, you
Go
can
for
choose one or the other or both.
Okay.
And create it. And so, you wouldn't believe the wind chimes I got. And the outhouses. They were awesome. They were amazing. But we've seen so many people too that didn't think they could do anything.
Yeah.
You know, just come in and do something simple. Like even this pen is, like I said, an hour and a half, but it's something that it'll take a little bit of time, but it's fairly simple. And they'll sit down and work on it and come in and they're like, wow, I did this. You know,
Awesome.
I did this.
Yes.
How small this is, but how great it is.
But it takes concentration too.
Right,
Yeah.
but then you look at the satisfaction. You completed something. So if I can complete this, what else can I do?
Awesome.
That's
and
what
that's
I
the
love.
goal.
Yes.
That's the goal. And so that must be a joy being able to witness that.
Oh, it is. It seriously is a blessing to work where I work. I get to hear stories. Sometimes you're by yourself with the veteran, and they'll share things with you they wouldn't even share with their own family
Awesome.
because they don't want to burden them with it. But you get the privilege to be able to hear things that no one else would hear, so they can unburden themselves, and then they can go on and go home.
Okay, awesome. Well, how would someone contact you if they wanted to be a part or to offer donations or monies or whatever the case?
Oh, that would be great. So there's many different ways.
Okay.
Okay, so they could come right into our storefront if they wanted to in Temple, and that's 2508 South 5th Street in Temple, and it's right across from Temple College. You can see us. They can call us, and that's 254-773-8900. They can go to our website, which is the national website, and that is healvets.org. So HEALVETS.
Among all that, social media presence?
Oh yes, we have a Facebook page that's also Heal Vets, and then you'll see stuff every once in a while that's like I posted already something about me being here. So you never know, there'll be little things on there. I know.
So check out me on KPLE this morning.
It was like, what am I doing this morning? I always love that because they never know what I'm doing.
Well, awesome. Well, Trish, it has been an absolute pleasure meeting you this morning, and thank you for coming in and sharing with us about the Help Heal Vets. I did not know about that organization, and I'm glad to know I'm married to a vet, so hopefully I'll just send him down there to get his craft on.
Yes, tell him to be curious.
And I want to thank you, our viewing audience. Tune in next time.